We are learning new details about last week's massive cyber attack. We're now hearing that North Korea may be behind this. Researchers say the virus shares similarities with previous hacks by the regime. However, it's too early to say exactly for sure. We're talking more than 300,000 computers held hostage in 150 countries last week. And cybersecurity expert Paul Viollis joining us now live from New York. Paul, what is the worst that they can do with this information? And I'm guessing it's not just release the latest Pirates movie.
Right, absolutely, Bob. Good morning. Actually, the biggest picture that we should be looking at right now is think business interruption gone wild. What they actually could do is shut down operations for corporations like never seen before. Think of take a manufacturing facility and everything just stops. A padlock gets put on the system until someone pays to release it. That's about it.
Well, let me ask you this. Should me and my fellow citizens be concerned right now? Should we be scared? Are we talking about shutting things down like power grids or, I don't know, air traffic control?
Is it possible? Anything's possible. But if you look at the probability of risk, Bob, the biggest part here that we need to embrace is to understand the attack trajectory. This is not necessarily a hack. Do I agree that the probability of this being a North Korean or non-state Chinese actors is pretty high? No question. This, in its simplest form of electronic compromise, is the fact that they're exploiting human and technical weakness. That is really what's going on here. So it's not that you have real sophisticated hackers that are over-encrypting. You have somebody that's going after human exploitation, such as basic phishing schemes. So if you have someone that's working inside a power grid electronic station and they're allowing that phishing exercise, basically you can put the best security in place, but if you leave the front door open, then this is exactly how they're getting in.
The chain is only as strong as its weakest link, essentially.
No question about that, and that's what we're facing right now.
Let me ask you this. What do you think is more credible? That we somehow hacked into and blew up a North Korea missile test, or that North Korea somehow is maybe regularly hacking into our computers and compromising our security?
I think just like, you know, age-old, Bob, as we go back in intelligence gathering from George Washington to the present day, you know, we've been doing this and they've been doing that, you know, since the beginning of time, actually. So when you think about, is North Korea coming after us? Yes. Are we going after them? Absolutely no question. It's tit for tat. It's back and forth. And it's not just North Korea. We should be looking at both in-state and non-state Chinese actors. Same thing in Russia. And Iran is also jumping into the game as well. So we're doing it. They're doing it. It's back and forth.
Paul, I don't want to downplay it at all, because we're talking hundreds of thousands of computers in 150 countries. But is this something that happens regularly? Is this just the world that we live in nowadays?
You know, that's the most poignant question of all that I've heard in the last couple of days, and the answer is unequivocally yes. If you look at the empirical data, we averaged last year alone for ransomware, more than 4,000 attacks in the United States alone a day. A 300% increase, Bob, a 300% increase since 2015, and all because we are not keeping our eye on the ball and we are not embracing cybersecurity in our workplaces over basic IT. That is, in essence, is the main issue right now.
Paul Viollis, we appreciate your time. I'm going to go change my password right now. Put in a few more hashtags. All right.
Have a good day,
Bob.
Bob.
Brother. You too. Thank you.
All right.